Please make sure that you are attempting this problem on your own and then using this video to check. Okay, so the first thing to notice is that they want us to find side length AC. Okay, so if we're going to use this law of sines, we want side length AC, and we notice that the angle across from it is angle B. So we're going to go ahead and set up our problem, B over sine of 22. We're going to set it equal to 24, which is the other side length we're given, over, but we need its angle measure. Remember that the three angles of a triangle add up to 180. So if we know two angles, we know the third. And if you subtract 118 and 22 from 180, you're going to get 40 degrees. So we have our ratio set up. To solve for B, you're going to go ahead and multiply the sine of 22 to the other side to isolate your B value. And when you plug that into your calculator, you will get 14. Okay, again on this one, we're looking for side length AB, which we also call side C because it's across from angle C. So we're going to go ahead and set up our ratio. We're looking for the side length, so I'm going to put side length on top. So we have side C over sine of angle C. And then we're going to use the other two sides we were given. The angle and the side we were given are across from each other. So it'll be 7 over sine of 44. To solve for C, we need to multiply sine of 53 to the other side to isolate C. And when you plug that into your calculator, we will get C equals 8. On example 3, it's really important to, again, start with a picture, because when they ask you to solve for the triangle, it means they want you to find all the missing information. So we're going to go ahead and draw a picture with the information that they've given us and take a look at what we're trying to find. So I always make a box of what I'm trying to find so I don't forget something. So we're looking for the measure of angle A, the measure of angle B, and for side length A. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, I decided to go ahead and look for this angle B. So I have the sine of angle B. Whenever I'm looking for an angle, I put the angles on top. So sine of B is on top over side length of B, which is 7, equals the other angle and side length that I have, sine of 145 over 33. So this time when we're solving, we've got to multiply the 7 to the other side. And then to isolate the B value, we have to get rid of the sine, which would be sine inverse. When you plug that into your calculator, you'll get B equals 7 degrees. Okay. Once I have two angles, I know the third without having to do all of that work. I can just use the fact that the three angles have to add up to 180 to find my third missing angle, and I get the measure of angle A is 28 degrees. And then lastly, we're looking for side length A. So since I'm looking for side lengths, I'm going to put side length on top over its angle measure, sine of angle 28. And then I can pick either of the other side and angle. And I'm going to go ahead and pick 33 over sine of 145. Okay, you could also set up 7 over sine of 7, and you'll end up with the same answer. Okay, so to solve for A, we're going to multiply sine of 28 to the other side. And when we plug that into our calculator, we end up with 27. Okay, again, we want to make sure we draw our picture and label all of the information that we're given. Okay, so we're given this information. We need to, and I always make my list again of what I'm looking for. So I'm trying to solve it. I need to find angle C, angle A, and side length C. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set up my law of sines and to find the angle A. So sine of A over 5 equals sine of 73 over 7. Since I'm looking for an angle, my sines are on top and my side lengths are on the bottom. To isolate sine of A, the first thing I have to do is multiply the 5 over. And then to get the A by itself, I have to take the inverse sine of both sides. Plug that in your calculator, you'll end up with 43 degrees. And then again, once you know two angle measures, you can find the third just by subtracting from 180. So we'll find measure of angle C is 64 degrees. And then lastly, to find side length C, I'm going to use the law of sines, putting my side lengths on top. I have C over sine of 64 equals 7 over sine of 73. To isolate C, I have to multiply sine of 64 over to the other side. And when I plug that in the calculator, we'll get 6.6. Okay, on this one it says John wants to measure the height of a tree. He walks exactly 100 feet from the base of the tree and looks up. The angle from the ground to the top of the tree, which is what you call your angle of elevation, is 33 degrees. This particular tree grows at an angle of 83 degrees, so it's not growing straight up with respect to the ground, rather than vertically at 90 degrees. How tall is the tree? Okay, so again, the first thing we want to start with is a picture, labeling our information. Okay, so John's over there at that 33-degree angle, looking up at the top of the tree. If we want to use law of sines to solve this, we need the angle across. What we're looking for, number one, is the height of the tree there. Okay, and then since they've given us the base, but we don't have the angle across from it, we're going to use the fact that the three angles add up to 180 to get that angle is 64 degrees. And then we're going to set up our equation. We'll have x over sine of 33 equals 100 over sine of 64. Multiply the sine of 33 to the other side to isolate the x. And when you plug that into your calculator, you end up with 61 feet.